Daniel, Kaylin, would you care to go into the spiritual aspect of shamanic astrology?
Yes, and I like to refer to this as the journey of the soul. We make two assumptions in this work. The first assumption is that when you're born, you're not a blank slate. There could be individuals that disagree with that. There are actually some mainstream psychologists still actually believe that it's all nurture, not nature. But we begin with the assumption when a person's born, there's already an essence. The person's come from somewhere. We use the key word lineage for that. And we have a whole approach that you're going to learn in this first course about how to get the clues as to where you've come from, what tribe we were from. Actually, we look at it as 144 different possibilities of lineage. And then we can get a sense of the attitudes and habits and expectations of an individual when they come into the life. It could be past life themes, it could be DNA, it could be family history. But we don't come in empty. We come in with a lot. And then the second assumption, very important to this, is that life, our life, has meaning and purpose. There's an intentionality to it. I know there are people out there that philosophically might say, well, it's all a crapshoot. It's all absurd. There's no meaning and purpose. But you know, even if that were true, there still is something about the human being, and particularly within this system, where we can say no to absurdity and create meaning and purpose. So we look at a horoscope from the perspective of discovering our life purpose. A great deal to do with the journey of the soul there. All paths being valid, many authentic ways to get to the goal of liberation or fulfillment, or you can weave in a number of different spiritual concepts there. But our view would be that yes, life has meaning, and I don't know of any better set of tools to help a person know what path to take to reach that original place of intent when we come into the life. There's also a part of the teaching, and some of it, a little bit of it, will be gone into in Course 1, which is based on the position of Jupiter, which gives us the 12 paths of enlightenment, 12 different ways of reaching the goal of what our life purpose would be.
I just maybe even describe a couple of those so people can get a sense of the difference and variety that can...
Yeah, and this is good. There's so much more elaboration on this in Class 2 that you'll be developing here and sharing, which would be the division of the different paths into culture bearer or householder paths, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Aries. Then there's some that are in service to spirit. Previously in ancient times might have been referred to as a renunciate path. And then some of them are called the paths of self-interest, expanding consciousness as far as possible for its own sake, Aquarius. Going to the edge of aliveness and life force for its own sake, Scorpio. So each of these could be imagined as a dharma, or as actually a specific spiritual path. Karma yoga, householder, self-interest, bhakti yoga. I mean, they all are woven into this. But the factor probably that's most important to know regarding the spiritual aspect of it, astrology, as wonderful as we think it is, as far as why it's worth knowing about, is merely the highest of the lower mysteries. So what are the lower mysteries? Well, astrology is the highest, higher than physics or chemistry or economics or biology. But what are the higher mysteries, of which astrology can not really do much about? Things like grace. Things like, how do we actually get enlightened? Things like, how do we really experience self-love? This is part of a higher spiritual path, which is why astrology can point a direction, But it doesn't actually give the techniques about how these higher mysteries are accomplished. It's beyond any system of divination, any system that even would call itself the highest of the lower mysteries.